Hey there, I'm Jayma, and over the past few years, I've become very interested in onomatology, the study of names. I've never really liked my name until I researched the meaning of it. My name means paradigm shifter, and I'd like to shift your paradigm by shining a light on onomatology and how it can potentially help you find your purpose, help you communicate better with others, or even both. In each episode, I ask someone 8 basic questions regarding their first name. So sit back, relax, and try to shift your paradigm with this next episode. All right, on today's episode, I'm very excited about this one because this person I just hold so dear in my heart. I've known her for quite a while now. I've been working with her at the same company. Gosh, I feel like it's been like 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer than that. I don't know. But I love the meaning of her name too. I love her name. So I'm excited to explore it with her. So welcome to the podcast, Sheridan.
Thank you, Jayma. I'm excited to be here. I really am.
Awesome. Me too. So yeah, before we jump into the questions, if you could just share with the listeners where you're podcasting from and a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I am currently in the great state of Texas. This is where I reside. I'm actually in the southeast Texas quadrant. Just because Texas is so big, I'll go ahead and give you a general idea. Let's see. I have Gosh, I'm trying to think of a fun fact. Actually, my favorite fact, surprising fact that I love to share with people is because I think it does kind of throw people for a loop, is that my husband of almost 30 years in November, he and I met on a blind date that we were set up by my brother. We were just supposed to be friends.
Before I continue with this episode, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by the Intentional Leader Network. If you're ready to grow as a leader but don't want to do it alone, this is for you. As a member of this virtual leadership network, I feel more confident in my leadership abilities and have skills I can draw from as I continue to grow in my leadership roles. If you are looking to grow intentionally in your leadership skills, I encourage you to subscribe and grow alongside me and a wonderful community of leaders. To join, check out the link in the show notes and start leading more intentionally today.
And 23 days later, we were married. And
Wow.
we will reach 30 years in November. So
Oh my.
I love that. I think that's the neatest fact. I love that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
cool.
We figure it's because we know nobody else is going to want to put up with the other one, so we'll just stick it
Yeah,
out.
very awesome. Like, that's amazing to only know somebody for that short amount of time and then you've been married for so long.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yes. I love it. I love to tell people that. I really do. So.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into the first question. So, without using Google and prior to me asking you about my podcast, like to be on my podcast, did you know what your name meant?
Absolutely not. So
Okay.
when you asked me, I was like, heck yes, I will definitely join.
Okay. Awesome. All right, well, I will tell you what it means.
Okay, hit
So,
me.
yeah, your name Sheridan means, well, it comes from Irish Gaelic origins.
Okay.
And it means seeker, searcher, or bright. And then I also found another area that said it could mean untamed or wild. And the name Sheridan was most popular in the year 2000, according to Nameberry, which is a pretty popular website for names. And I do one more thing with names. So I like to peel the onion a little bit more. And so I took the first word that came up in the definition, which is seeker, and I searched for what is the symbolism of the word seeker. And this is what I got. So it says a seeker symbolizes a restless, courageous quest for self knowledge, truth, and deeper meaning, representing the archetype of the wanderer who rejects conformity for authenticity. It embodies a spiritual or personal journey of questioning, often associated with loneliness and transition, driven by an inner need to find one's own path and ultimate purpose. So after me telling you all of this, what is your thought?
I actually really am impressed by that. I'm just like, okay, I could see this a little bit. I will have to tell you though, the one that really shocks me is you telling me that it was most popular in the year 2000. I
Yeah.
never in my wildest dreams would I have thought of that.
Yeah.
So wow, okay. And I have to ask you, just out of curiosity, did you, because while I have heard my name before, most of the time when I see it, it's people try to do my name with an S.
Yes.
So, and so I have that fun meaning of having mine with a C. So I was just curious that
Yeah.
is it was your investigation. This was all with a C, even?
Yes. So the
Holy
meaning
cow!
for, well, the meaning for Sheridan with a C and the meaning for Sheridan with an S is exactly the same.
Okay, okay. I just
Yeah.
that just kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
I really that I love that, to tell you the truth.
Very cool.
I
Yeah.
really, that's awesome.
I think definitely like bright, like describes you in terms of like what I know about you. And I love like the word seeker, searcher, untamed or wild. It's actually a really neat meaning.
I would have to say that that pretty much describes me because I do find myself very analytical, and
Hmm.
in the fact that I can't just go with somebody says because this. I seek answers. Why? So that's
Yeah.
why when you very first said that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I like that.
For sure.
I really do like that.
Okay, great. Well, do you know how your parents chose your first name?
I do. I do know that story. So when my mother was pregnant with me, very small town, she actually went through a drive-through bank, drive-through teller. The teller's name was Sheridan with an S, and she really liked that because it was different.
Hmm.
And my aunt is Sherry with a C, and so my mom said, you know what? I'm going to go with that, but I'm going to use a C.
Yeah.
So that's
I love it.
where my first name came from.
That's great. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yep. Yep.
All right. And curious. So growing up, did the thought ever cross your mind, I wish I had a different name?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. And I think it was because I feel like it was too difficult. I didn't have a normal name, I guess I should say. So
Hmm.
it was where people would get like, they'd see my name and not see me and automatically have a thought of a face to a name, and it's totally different.
Yeah.
So I always wanted a simplistic name. I
Hmm.
still to this day, like if you go to a restaurant or something and you have to give them a name, 1,000%, I will still give them one of my children's names because I have a Stephanie and I have a Morgan. Those are pretty simple.
Yeah.
And then my husband is a Shannon. So one of those three names. And they are like, why do you not give your name? I don't, because to me, while I love it, for me, I feel like it's too complicated for other
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, and if you were forced to change your first name, is there a name in particular that you would choose and why?
I would choose, because I love it and I love the way it rolls together, is I would choose to use my middle name. And
Okay.
my middle name is Kay, Kaye. to me, it's a very simple. And the other why is my middle name came from what who would have been my aunt. It was my father's sister who was born and almost made it 24 hours. And as I've gotten older and done more research, both myself and my daughter were born with multiple birth defects. As in, we had something called Stickler syndrome, where we had underdeveloped chin, we have issues with our eyes, we have issues with our hearing. We both had a cleft palate, and no one else in my family had that. So for years, I've been like, where did this come from? And when I pulled up I was able to do like some genealogy type research, and I pulled up my aunt's death certificate. And when I read how long she had been alive and what their cause of death was, I said, I bet you money if we could, unearth her and do some kind of something, I feel like we would find that she had a cleft palate.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. So it kind of is a tribute to her, and because I love Sheridan K. It's crazy, so I love the K.
Yeah. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
And has your first name ever been mispronounced?
Again, all the time.
Really? How is it mispronounced, if you don't mind me asking?
I've gotten Cheridan, Cheridan. I've had where people call me like Sheraton, and I'm like, there is not a T in there anywhere. So yeah, a lot of times growing up, and it's especially growing up, like if we would have a substitute in our classroom, I always knew when they were getting to my name, or if somebody was going to say my name, even still today, because if it's somebody that doesn't know, you can just see that hesitation in their face as they're trying to pronounce it. Because, I'm sure they feel like it's been mispronounced, so they're trying not to mispronounce it. So, but I've also constantly been asked, was your mom's name Sherry and your dad's name Dan?
Oh.
Nope, not even close. My mom was Joan and my father was Ken. So not even close.
No.
Right? Yep.
Oh, wow. Yep. So when somebody does mispronounce your name, what kind of emotions do you feel?
I think I used to be really bothered by it, as in, how can you not get it right? As I've gotten older, I've gotten, okay, I've come to the understanding I do have a unique name. Not everybody has seen it, and not everybody knows how to pronounce it. So it's just an instantaneous when, if somebody says it incorrectly, I will just smile and say, oh, it's actually Sheridan, and so it bothered me for many years, but I think as I've gotten older, I'm like, it's all right. But
yeah, same. I can relate.
Yep. Because like I said, it bothered me then, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, it's no big deal.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And okay, so I know you haven't known what your name means, and you just have discovered this. I know it hasn't been with you for a while, but I'm just curious, now that you do know, do you think that the meaning of your name has any relevance whatsoever on the way that you act or the way that you see the world around you? And if so, how?
Well, I know I just discussed in the fact that the first word that you said was seeker, and how I felt like, okay, that could be me, because and then I guess I'm gonna have to say the wild as well. And when you said bright, I I actually lit up, and I that made me feel good to where I felt like I can have that outlook. I
Mm-hmm.
can be bright. So
Mm-hmm.
hearing and finding that meaning made me go, all right, even better.
Oh, I
So yeah.
love
So
that.
so I actually loved hearing it.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad. Part of why I'm doing this is because, like, when I found out the meaning of my name, it just helped me make sense of who I am by nature. And I was like, if that was so powerful for me, maybe it will be powerful for other people. So hearing you say that just like makes my day.
I'm very I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna walk away from this podcast feeling better about my name and about myself. I will tell you that it's been already I'm excited.
Oh, I love that, Sheridan. I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have one more question for you.
Hit me.
Okay. So, when I first started this podcast a year and a half ago, I wanted to know what famous books were saying about the significance behind names.
Mhm.
And I looked up what is the best-selling book of all time. It happens to be the Bible.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's surprising how many people it mentions that their names were changed. And there's different people that change their names for different reasons, but
Mhm.
like a few examples were found in Genesis and where God tells Abram he is to change his name to Abraham and to change his wife's name Sarai to Sarah. And I'm just curious what your opinion is on why do you think the Bible even mentioned that act of changing somebody's name instead of just starting to talk about their new name? What do you think the significance is of mentioning that?
Honestly, I think it's almost to me. I see that almost as though I think God was trying to again simplify. Like when I say that, I felt like my name was not simple. I and difficult for people because it's something that they're not used to seeing. Although I don't know, I guess I'd have to be back in biblical times and see more names. And
Mhm.
I just feel like it was just made to be something more simplistic. I might very well think that just because the names in the Bible are more simplistic to me because they've been there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my grandson, one of my grandsons, he's Noah, and we pulled that, obviously straight out of the Bible. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Great.
but to me, it's because it was very simplistic. So I
Okay.
don't know. I feel like it might have just made people able to learn more and learn more of the people
Okay.
because it's not a try and think of wait how what was that person's name? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
Okay.
me more mixing today's times with biblical.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, those were all my questions. Did you have any questions for me?
Oh, I am gonna want to know. I want to hear what the meaning of your name was.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
I mean I know I listened to your podcast, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear it again with you, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So my name it derives from Hebrew roots and it comes from the names James or Jacob. And so it's hard to find like just what is the name of Jayma because it's so unique. And
Right.
when I looked it up, it said supplanter. So at first I didn't know what the word supplanter meant. And so supplanter means to turn over. And so when you're turning something over, you're looking at it from a completely different angle and you're essentially shifting your paradigm. So when people ask me in short, simplistic terms, I just say it means paradigm shifter because you're able to turn something over and look at it from a different perspective. It made sense to me, especially because I'm so
I
analytical.
am sitting here pointing to you going, oh my gosh, Jayma, that is you to a T. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So,
love that.
yeah, I like it too.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm like, yep, 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 yep. I see that. Absolutely.
Cool.
Wow, I love it. Well,
Thanks.
I am going to tell you, before we talked about this, I had always seen your podcast, and I'm going to tell it true. I had to download Spotify so I could go listen because
Mhm.
I had just kind of seen, I don't know where it was, but I think I'd seen where a few of the, maybe perhaps like an AI or a chat had given like some of the lines, or maybe I'd read something, I'm not sure. And so I had seen a couple of things here and there, but I
Mhm.
actually had to go download Spotify, and now I'm listening. So I'm
Oh,
checking them out.
awesome.
So I'm really liking it. So
Great.
it's great. It's
That's
cool, and
cool.
I really really appreciate you including me and asking me to join you. So it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm so
Like
glad
I
that
said,
you're able
I'm
to.
gonna walk away from this, like I said, feeling better.
Mm, so
Really,
wonderful. Well, thank you
yeah,
so much for your time. I really appreciate you being on the podcast.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Jayma. It was awesome.
If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe or follow the podcast on your favorite platform. Your support helps me continue bringing you meaningful conversations with remarkable guests. Don't forget to tune in next time for more insightful discussions and inspiring stories. Until then, thank you for listening and keep striving to make a positive impact wherever you are. And don't forget to tap into the meaning of your own name to find a deeper sense of confidence in your purpose.